Sunje Jodan Toje Chonama Shancha Bada Dana Chasunje Lage Chiche Jebe Tamanje Yola Benja Sanje Draba Jo Sanje Chodan Toje Chonama Shancha Bada Dana Chasunje Lage Chiche Jebe Tamanje Lola Pencha Sanje Draba Jo Sanje Chodan Toje Chonama Shanja Bada Dana Chasun Dage Chishe Jebe Tama Rola Pencha Sanje Draba Shu. Okay. Morning. Morning. Good weather. Not too hot, not too cold. Okay. Very good. Perfect. Good. Hey, uncomfortable. Hey, Karen.
Good morning.
Good morning. No, you can say that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, just say that. It's good. Because how you say? You have follow the guidelines. CDC guidelines. 6 feet. Okay. Now today we're going to learn about meditation to impermanent. Therefore, we say what's important to we need to know the purpose to practice or realization for impermanent. Sometimes people say, oh, this makes people more scared or more stressful. Talk about impermanent. It's not that way. It's let's understand, because one of the purpose to practice meditation to impermanent is to make you more courage to do things. Makes things, don't waste time. Take your good opportunity, time to use it. That's one of the reasons. And that way also so many ways to, when you in the text, the Lamdram Lojong text say, if your realization impermanent, it makes you search the Dharma, and it makes you practice the Dharma, it makes you finish Dharma practice like that. In realization that. I think that is like example. If we find any kind of food, which food is good, which food not good, or you have some allergy, don't eat the nuts, right? Then it will be realization that nuts not good for my body. And you always to very careful, don't eat that. It's the like how you say, the science how your realization is. We say, oh yeah, I know everything impermanent, yeah, I know everything change. We say that, maybe we some very behind our mind, we think that, but we don't have any realization because a very strong touch to our daily life activity. We not say don't do daily life activity. Of course, we have to live that. Therefore, that must our third job. Third job, right? Of course, we live here, especially people, we have to do that job, but usually it's for everyone, not just astrology, everyone like the Dharma practice just side job. Yeah, so that shows for all of us, not really realization to the impermanent. And also there are many ways to practice or meditation to impermanent, the gross one, the more subtle way, or through the example. The karma, radha, mameta. Was it stars, bubble?
Star, mirage, the flame
Star,
of the lamp,
mirage,
illusion, the drop into a bubble.
Yeah, this is like example. Through the example, how to meditation impermanent. Then we say another like gross way, we just also think about our own life, like me, like 50, 53 or 4, 53 years old, how things go through my life, and inner my mind, also outside my body. You think that way, how it change through our body and mind. And also we can meditation like what situation things go when or through from childhood to now. This is, also some people say if you have some difficult things happen, then you don't have to think that way. Something to enjoy good things. You can just remember that, how many things change. And if some people say, okay, I was, young, I'm able to do a lot of things, I'm not able to do that, then people also feel a little bit uncomfortable. And you don't think it that way. If you rejoice, I was great, I'm able to do that, I did that, I did just things to rejoice for our life. I'm sure we all have a lot of good things happen, a lot of bad things happen, a lot of easy things happen, a lot of different experience. This is how to meditation, okay? It's not just a one say, okay, like push button, not like that. You have to go through slowly. And that today, I would like to first you recite what the Jennifer read, what called star, bubble.
All 8 or 9 of them, like, yeah.
Yeah, recite that. If you have the book, you can recite silent in your mind, think the meaning. Then we don't need to explain the meaning. It's very simple. After that, this is like, for example, we can see things very easily. Grow things, we can see through our eyes. Then another way, I would like to do a little meditation to what things change. You don't have to say your life. How many levels all things. But it shows to impermanent. It shows to change everything. Another way, if you really realization for that way, if the things happen suddenly our life, we know to surprise. Yeah, this is possible. The nature. Example, when was a clothes coming, getting cold, the snow coming, we know surprise. We say, oh, this is like nature. Because we have realization. And big thunderstorm, then water coming, we know surprise. Otherwise, how can water come up there? How water go up that? Water is one of the heaviest one. How you go up that? Therefore, because we realization, any kind, is really mixed to our daily life to very easy. For example, we in a car, airplanes, we surprised how they go in airplanes. How many people carrying, how many luggage people, they fly on the sky. How they carrying? We really think about, wow, this is very amazing. But we accept or we realization how they work. We know much surprise. This is what difference to realization or not realization. We have something, small things happen, we got very upset, right? That shows we don't have. We say, oh, I know, but it shows we really don't have realization, reality. Okay, Everyone ready? Okay, now, yeah. Everyone reset your own, okay? What's a brush? Start. What's it?
Start, relax, and play with it.
Yeah. Okay. Couple minutes, okay? It's not try to reset your mouth. You don't need to. You don't need to reset your mouth. You can reset your heart. Main things, not just try to remember the words. Try to little bit, focus the meaning. Okay. Everyone got it? Okay. Now we start. Recite this verse like couple times. Okay. Then meditation, the meaning also. Okay. Now realization or awareness. What maybe how many good things happen in your life since you remember until now. Then remember or realization how many things change for our body since you remember until now. no realization, how increase your education since your childhood. Okay. Now, how do we do meditation? We did to all the phenomena through the example. Then we taught to realization or meditation to our own experience or change for our life. Then we realization, meditation for how things change for our own body. Then also in meditation to how things to or how increase for our education. Those, if you can slowly meditate, it's not happen one day, it's not happen 1 year, it's not happen just couple of seconds. It's slowly, right? Example, we say day, night, an hour, and minute, or say the second, and I don't know what's up to that. Always, we don't really see things like the always like moving, the impermanence. Then when we have really good realization, understand the impermanent, then it means for us to do something. And what, according to Buddhism, we say something to can benefit for our future life. We say only this life, even the birds can, rabbits, they can live this life. Even the small babies, small birds, they know how to make nests, how to keep babies, they know. If they're born here, everyone take care of their life. But the human being has more intelligence to our mind, to think for future life. And we say, how you know future life? That's a big question, right? Like everything we can see here around now today, they all come from cause and condition. Especially the cause has always the same, material, substance. Like iron cannot produce to the wood cannot produce iron. And the apple seed cannot produce to the oranges, like that. They all come from cause conditions. If you really think those understand very well, then where our body come from, we say parents' womb. They'll come different place. And where the mind come from, Lord, we don't know. Lord, guess there shows Buddhism. The mind also comes from the previous mind. And I don't know how to do that. I don't know. I'm not idea that we can see that something we don't know, we don't see very power one of the very power one. They call cause condition. Because even if they're not only because cause conditions create up different people create different cause, different condition, which is different cause, then produce to different karma. Then they have bit different result. And that is, go to slowly, takes time. Just you're really good to understand impermanent. Then what we do something. What? To be kind to each other, be nice to each other. And they say, oh, I cannot do that. But not to be happy. You can say it that way. Why not happy? We have things what we need. Think like that, those things. Okay? This is how to meditation practice. It's not just one switch off, then you change it one day. Everything. First you grow impermanent, then go to sorrow once. You really realization impermanent, then you become big change for our daily life. Okay? Oh yeah. Oh, this. Now I'm finishing my English. 제가 못하고서 공부하나 간지 엔데게 디가 미체가 나간 제가 못 오겠어요. 아, sorry. 못하고서 공부하나 아닌가도 미체가 나간 제가 못 오겠어요.
And so if we meditate on impermanence, that will bring lots of changes in our life.
No plagi.
Good.
Other good. 제가 안에 못하고 거야 보지 라와이나 디그 헬라 때네 아니 소소 못세대 아니 헬레지네 지야 영어네 요거서.
And we'll be also able to spend one's life in a relaxed way.
이거 좋다래 뭐라 이러다.
Women, can you hear me? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
좋다래 뭐요?
It's like too far.
It's a little distant and rough sounding.
Oh, okay.
Something from you?
How about now? Still same?
That's good.
A little better, yeah.
Yeah, I have a webcam which is a little far away from the screen. So on the screen, so if I just turn off the video and bring the webcam closer to me, then I think you guys can hear better. Is that better now?
Yeah.
It sounds a lot better.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah, 제가 도치네 간제.
You don't need to see me, right? Just hear my sound, my voice, right?
Yeah. You don't want to see you, just voice good.
Yeah. Anyway, you just see Geshe there.
제가 안에 바로 맞지. 아니 못하고 some 타와이나 아니 간주 생그 따뜻해 봐도록 그러.
And that will also help us, to avoid our grasping at prominence.
watch today in the community. That the Gombala Tenita, Karijona, and the Sham Niji Shancho Sam called some days, Taina, and then Missed it, that turned down Demba, Missed it, Pentoyoa, is a huge Nakia.
And so if we meditate in that way, then that will enable us to have a better life, a happier life, and a life in a more relaxed way.
Okay. Okay. No, the Nicolata, 아니 저와 맞다고 검사들이 뭐 다때도 고마워 치러. 제목이지.
And so, of course, there are many ways, to can meditate on impermanence, like the death and impermanence and so forth. We don't have to go through that all this time.
스타들이 다 가도 다 가도 슌죽 아니 레고 투바데 마 셔리어 다 가도 가디나지 아니 레다 셈닌자 간지 셈려야 마데와 용데와 조직 다 공로되게 용거레스 드네다다 공로되며 소고 그레스 모두 셔리어.
And so we were talking about the Guide to the Buddhist Way of Life on chapter 6 about patience, right? So most of the things that bring a problem in our life, is the anger. The biggest thing that bring a lot of problems, unhappiness in our life is the anger. And so we should practice to overcome the anger by generating patience in ourselves.
그래서 미디 야마나 땅도 야나랑 쯤도 제든 가지 슈체바 담지 다 가디나 타마도 원도.
And so however much grasping at permanence one has, or however much anger one has, and that much more oneself will be unhappy.
오케이. 어디지 다 아니 슌주 내가 담보니 봐 숨바 시와도 다마 샹주 간지 샹주 센데 간디 팽 간디 여와 간디 제고 여와 예송미 질라야 아니 간디지데 만년바 나보자고 여와 텐데 콜런데 시작하러.
And so the Guide to the Buddhist Way of Life, the chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all explains about how to generate the bodhicitta that has not been generated, and once have been generated, how to observe it or protect it so that it doesn't decline.
맞지. 아니 텐데 제네 다 대학 조대 다 레그 두배가 간지 딱 잡아가 봤을 때 빼는 거 좀 보여서라.
And so especially this chapter 6, which explains about patience, is very important.
아니 다 듣는 마 주고 아니 가로 누가 다른 데서 봐 출랑에 생겨서 봐 아니 너절 주민집에서 봐 다 안돼 갑자기 빠진 너절 주민집에서 봐 그것도 봐 많이 온 거야.
And so among the 3 types of patience, this is the patience of not retaliating to the harm.
다 내마 쇼동아치 다 간다치 네가 시야데 조데 수수 수보 아무나 풍보라 빼샤네 아무나 대치제샤네 당간도치 저거금다시도.
So this one is explaining how to meditate on patience of not retaliating to harm by taking the example of one's own body.
다들이 간제 네 소소라 지금 네가 다 님에게 다 로소니 바시테 바이다 다 도다 유바 빼샤는 송거래.
So this is talking about the old way of life, so where they use stones and sticks to cause harm to others.
그렇지. 아니 대빼샤네서 대빼샤니다 간제 대양 간제 라와 메바 야다 견라진에 따여봐 벌레라 카면 뇌라 카면 같은 레진에 막 송거로.
And so that's talking about it all happens, all the harm caused by other happens by cause and conditions, and no one is to be really blamed for that.
그렇지. 아, 되지 다 되니 가서 봐지 슐로카 쉽지 쉽지 인지된 것도 시스템 이렇게 장로이.
And so I think we have gone already up to verse 41 last time.
Right? 다 되니 저도 안에 슐로카 쉽지 셴이 셰숨 셰시 셴아 셰두도 마치 lok쇼다는 거 가세는 로.
So now let's read verse 42 to 46. Previously, I must have caused similar harm to other sentient beings. Therefore, it is right for this harm to be returned to me who caused injury to others. Both the weapon and my body are the cause of my suffering, since the other gave rise to the weapon and I to the body. With whom should I be angry? If in blind attachment I cling to the suffering abscess of a human form, which cannot bear to be touched, with whom should I be angry when it is hurt? It is the fault of the childish that they are hurt, for although they do not wish for suffering, they are greatly attached to its causes, so why should they be angry with others? just like the guardians of the health worlds and the forest of razor sharp leaves, so is this suffering produced by my actions, with whom therefore should I be angry?
단 네게 간날 다 딩해라야 지까지 라마요 말에 세트에서 단 네게 졸로까지 생이데 가르쳐 생겼나 간진 수수고 수부 빼라잖네 아니 단대 갖고 소설하면 되게 직강에 뭐 용화돼 아니 지자왕엄마 아니 수수고 원해야 미심발이야 근데 제샤베다 저부스라 용거레스 너들어
And so this verse 42 is telling us that whatever cause or whatever harm we are receiving now is the result of the harms that we have caused to others.
근데 이거 간제에서마다 간제에 소소 미심바고 소소를 막아와요 거기 와 아니 간제 찬데 소소를 막아와 소소를 만대베가 남지용 같은데 강화연 바데 소소문에야 미심발라 간제 제왕가 맞는데 라든지 제샤베 그탄 레버데 소소고 되게 네바데 파 마산이 샤샤와 마샤니 샤샤와다 네바데 추고고요 레스
And so it's the negative karma that we have created by causing harm to others, which we have not purified, and now is being returned to us in a form of harm.
제가 너도 네바를 사샤와 옛날 대파 샤도 매봤으면은 그 깨는데나 네고 저부터 적용 걸 땐 도다이래.
So if we have created a karma, negative karma, and it has not been confessed or purified, then when it meets with the condition in the future, it will ripen in the form of suffering.
제가 너도 지금 레베샤 야만나 게베샤와 가세 채와야나 아니 멜레베샤 네바드 강화인 바드 마초온도 매바창도 그렇고 네반 냠도
And so whenever we create more positive karmas or actions, then the less the negative karma will become by nature.
예전에 나도 수본을 지금 나사도 주주 여봐야나 단대가블 멤버가 다다 단다 채널 별로 추정하던 내가 용 말이나 다 모험바 그 채널에는 두명을 했어. 그 나사 차시그레서 나도 라바든 용도 와.
So like sometime we the doctors find some disease in our body, and they say, oh, this is very small now, but in the future it might become big.
어때? 다 대단히 발레샤고를 샤주 땅골 매워 속을 매사고를 지금도 와. 어때 된다고 있어 와.
And so so to get rid of it, either you do a surgery and remove it, or you take a medicine and cure it that way.
제자 아야 나도 잡으러 당한 니바들 다 누가들 간지 먹여와들 사샤야나 아니 그 레버도 많이 와치는 로사에서 말씀드렸네 말에 그 레버도 마음에 내라 구매와서 요
So when we have created negative karma, it's not that we must experience the result of that. We can get rid of it by purifying or by eliminating it from our mind.
단디다 대용다 다그 nenche sem제라 내라비 내제 바스 너만 가랑기 sem제 쳔발라야 단단 가랑기 아니 리람메데 비둥아 야무나 셈람메데 비둥아 강에 어디를 강에 왔던 데다 데다고 가랑기 메셴발 셰발라 때네 대베 아니 sem제 제셰바데 너와 셰발네 sem제란 제바제 티가 레버데 다나 소솔 내완데 총아레스 오둑삼고레스
And so just like it says here, previously I must have caused similar harm to other sentient beings. Therefore, it is right for the harm returned. So whatever so the physical or mental unhappiness that we're experiencing, we should think that this is the result of the physical and mental unhappiness we caused to others in the past.
아니 저 먼저 배는 미질라 파 가오치 직체나 미디고 수 가오치 그러와 아니 미들라 수파 마가오치네 미디가 갈리가 수 마가오치 그러고 어디서 그러고 곧 따다 용도 와
So it's just like if you are nice to somebody, then that person will be nice to you, and if you are not nice or bad with others, then they will be bad with you also.
네 가진 데서는 내 재와에나 아주 가디에나 지 나도 참여가 지 소소 링아 여섬 직강에로 지금 만들어 왔잖아. 다 셴발라 봐. 카테고리 쿠체서 모체서 그 노트에서 근데 마요 체다 소소야 티나티벌 때서 요다 아세도시.
So this is telling us that whenever we experience mental or physical discomfort, we always tend to blame on others. He did it or she did it, and so forth. So this is telling us that it's not totally them who did it. There's also a part from outside as well.
제가 되나 다들 저걸 스말하다. 이건 sonda 다클레 스탄데 타닝엘람베 도도 유바코 펠케 요레 타코 의미를 소인 바이다.
And then in the verse 33, it says both the weapon and my body. So the weapon is like the sticks and stones.
제가 단네 저나다 가리 노나 티페 대당 아니 수수고 루포니가 단네 가서 가디나 지금 빼데 수수 수볼라 빼샤네 시에고 와시도.
So this talking about one's body also, for being responsible, to receive the harms. So taking the body, one's own body as an example here.
어제 다들요. 제가 아니 대선도 다클리 니가 동이 제랬다 소소라 아니 간지 섬라면 되게 동아 용하게 제때 아조금 천자대야래 소소로 분야레스. 제가 아니 소소 수보 요발라 때네 아조금 천자대고 설로 내가 좋아인다. 고로다나 다 인절 사고 그래 해서.
So you receive the harm on your body because of your body being fragile, and and also the weapon that's causing harm to you. So it's both of them. It's not only one. So you can't be angry with only the weapon. If you want to be angry, then you should be angry with both weapon and the body.
다 이번에 가면 내 배심하잖아. 근데 현지 측당 소수고 샘 니자 누가요 제랍샤나 단대 빼로 샤샤나.
And so also then you can use the other example as others' harsh word and one's mind, one's sensitive mind, like that.
제가 lumba delako 도도 유박인다 주바장이 샤요 말와.
Like in this country, people don't fight with each other much, with with the stones and sticks, right?
그래서 파 이게 다 주의가 다 지로 되게 두대기로.
But you use this harsh words in the text form, right?
제 장아다 되게 아니 다 파주가 측당 저런 게 샘닌자 요와인자 지나 동안 좋아인자 아 동안 코로나 지나 인자 사고만 파주 주불 사요 말레스.
And so because you have this sensitive mind who receives the harm, right, from those harsh words, and so therefore you should be angry, with your mind as well, not only with the harsh words.
제가 단델한다 아니 저 공당 걸로 로종나라야 야 코셰탄 만다가 되죠.
And then there's also a different way of meditating on patience in mind training.
나 로종 나 저거 공부 갑라야 베나 가로 벤다 nda타와 제네 공다시요. 어떤 배로 그게 맨다 추사는 배샤 안테 슈는 디우지로 준비를 하고도
복사들 왜?
복사당 단 슈민이자 이 될 배샤는 직시하게 돼.
And like in the mind training, they apply this example of the arrow and the target both.
아니 셴바지 다 개개다 기툴라셔냐 다티 남베 쇼나샤나 아 기투 되기 전에 개개라까지나 기쇼요와 간지 쪼고요와 인송고요.
And like how they both are like dependent risings, so in one depending on other and so forth. And then there's another example of teacher and disciple, how teacher depends on the disciple for the teacher to become famous and so forth.
아 제마치가 아니 파마다 보고 배상시고.
And then other example, with the parents and the children.
어디다 가르나 이게 배드메나 나 포서도 요면서 아니 나 포하든 벨라야 라레그리 나야 라레 인자 요한테 용어레스.
And if there is no target, just shooting with the arrow, we'll not be able to shoot, to the target, right? If there's no target. So arrow being able to shoot to the target, depends on both arrow and the target itself.
제다타 소소 요발 때니 미셴바가 소소라 야무나 리지노와 야무나 나그노와 야무나 티기노와 이런 것들 소소를 때는 요 나스.
So just like the target because one has one's body, therefore others can cause harm, to our body, because we have this sensitive mind. Therefore, we can be harmed by others' harsh words and so forth.
All right. 제다타 강조 탐 이런 요차리 담 맨날 로사도 요 말어.
And so we already have this body, right? We can't make it not have it.
근데 다 강조 다 더블 요러와.
And we all live in the world, right? In this world.
강조 레사데 저거랑 강조 담파지는데 레온 좀 말어.
And that also happened because of we having created the karma to be in this world, right? We didn't choose to be in this world.
다 레제옹인데 레사와 인자 아니 다 레제옹이 다 가디나 민데와 강에서 그나 노라도 용되게 그래.
And because we are born or we are here because of our karma, and then because of the karma we are experiencing all these unwanted things.
다 가지고 다 내려용 먹어지 다 사실 셈바인도 답시 오는 거죠.
And so now what we have to do is try to create a cause, to not to be born here, but to go somewhere else.
Go to a different planet. To go to some separate place. 제가 다 그래 우리 샴 니지 샤지고 샘 조바 공부했나? 아니 다 제사 셈바야고 가로다. 근데 용 먹어가 사이다 제가 답시 그래.
And so if we practice patience, loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, and so forth, then we can create a cause to be born in other place, so that we will not have to be born here and to go through the sufferings here.
있잖아 제자 강조 단디게 리인다. 야마나 아니 샘도 요비 갑라 땅도 주네도 사이마다 고사자들 가래 요는 강조 때 냥냥세고나 뭐요 간지 때 telling captain logo.
As long as we are in this place, we have to experience whatever we are to experience in this place. We can't run away from that.
Okay, do you have place to run? Maybe go to some different planet, or is it planet? Planet. Maybe you go to some different planet, very quiet place. I coach it. 제가 두지나 대내지나 다 써봤구나. 가지나 난 너도 가진 데를 납도 가르치는 남중 아주 샘축돼야 돼. 그 재활에 무재활에 지카 셴발라 카에서 이거다 대기 아주 샘도 뭐 투에서 대 마요 제대로.
So why is saying this is that we always blame to others whenever something bad happened to our body, to our mind. And so this is for us to understand and remember that others are not to be blamed completely.
뭐지? 나도 저렇게 쉽셨음. 다 쉽시대 되나볼랑도 쉬워 미 준다 와스. 나네 쉬워서 간지 내 치다 나사직 미서와 대가 간지 나와텔라. 인디가 다 내가 또 수보들 빼셔게. 대라 아니 땅은 수보들 간데 다 수보디 만족 가려서나 아주 수보를 미가 간지 수보들 따치 뭐 쉬어들다 될라. 아니 가서로 수보를 잡아 쉬어야 되는데 가르드나 아니 쉬워 미 죽다고 아니 신다고 가네 둥아 춘지 무슨이 둥아찬 안 tel라 세파데 머리 무시 왕기 아니 다트 좀이 텐디 품모텔라야 안 나와지 원래 저 가르코로 사인데우스 tel라 노 설한투스.
And then in the verse 44, it says, if in blind attachment I cling to this suffering abscess of a human form, which cannot bear to be touched, with whom should I be angry when it is hurt? And so a similar thing here, right? So when we have this disease on our body, and it's like a swollen and a part on our body, and when and when it is touched, you feel the suffering, you feel the pain, and when you feel the pain, then who do you get angry with that for that kind of suffering?
그래서 다 신의 무슨 동아체나 동아 추주 정말 오늘에도 만도 단다 무추주 두다 추주인도 wal나 가도 너도
So we are not able to bear with even small suffering, right? Like so even the small mosquito when they bite us, with small bite of mosquito, we can't bear with that either.
온돌 식사뇨 식사뇨에 주주가나
Have you ever been bitten by lice when you were young?
바진도 와다 가도 배도 와는 막 식배만 보여.
Yeah, maybe not in your life, right? You are so clean and hygienic. But in Tibet and India and Nepal, we have a lot of lice on our clothes, and we're always bitten by them.
제가 라이스도 가도 둘러오는 바 군예들이 군예사 대가래. 근데 그 저도는 자주주 식사를. 근데 가도 직투는 샤샤.
And so the lice, they just live inside our collars, right? That's where they live. And then if they are hungry, then they just eat. They just suck, and then we feel itchy, and then we just scratch, and then just leave it there. And then they lay eggs, right? The lice lay egg, and then they produce more lice, baby lice.
제나 걸어서 대사오들 거서 사사오들 나도 렌트 근데 주다 주고 딱 봐 사대만 싫었어. 그래도 싫어 조금 말.
And so that's where they live, and that's what they eat in the same place. And for us, because it's something, it becomes like a habit to us and doesn't affect that much. Yeah, so they just leave it there.
네, 제자 가서나. 야, 그 소바 금니 그 대샤샤 그 말다. 그 사마도 소세 말다. 그 망하다니.
It's not that we're practicing patience and letting them be there and suck our blood, but there's no way we can clean up. It's very difficult to clean them without causing harm to them. So just leave it there.
제가 가제 안에 안조절라야 안에 소수 수보라 잡아도 슈체 제가 치네야 수보들 때에치 바로 말해 반다고 지쇼와이나 누가 춤지도 말해서.
So because of this strong, it says blind attachment, to our body, so even if small suffering is inflicted on that body, we can't bear with that.
나도래도 네, 제가 나도 소수 처박 역할을 처박 가서 슈체와 대점지 될라 진노원으로 좋아이나 내가도 될라야 바로 이거 뭐지 나도 바로 sem나 보고도 와.
So however much attachment, however strong an attachment we have towards our body, that much we are unable to bear even like a small type of suffering.
제가 다 미시바 모바 머리바 대왕거 될라 세바치 세바 근데 세바테 다도 선발아 야만나 집은 선발아 때니 아니 리당가 예수님 문제비 동아대 용거레스.
And so because of the ignorance, then we develop this strong attachment to our body. And then from that attachment, then comes all these other sufferings that we're not able to bear towards the body.
Okay, that's 어디지? 아담데 도시로 다디 슐로가 슈마티가 아니 또 단데 렌데가 나오시는 거네.
And then the next verse mainly talks about the karmic law of cause and effect.
와 시와 등한 문제지. 다 시와들랑 가도 타마 시와를 가도 파마 틀말. 가도 등한 되고 말해스.
Says it is the fault of the childish that they are hurt. So the childish are all the people, all the ordinary people, like ourselves, who do not wish any kind of sufferings.
아니 옛날야 등하가 jel라 아니 다 가디나 동아 사다 동아 jel라 깜베 나스나다 동아 교대 가디나 사대 그래스 동아 jel라 가오치 그래스.
But even though we don't want any sufferings, we are always creating. It says greatly attached to its causes. Means like we're very happily, creating the cause for suffering all the time.
제자 아니 라 동아기 jel라 세치 사바티 공가 랑게 녀바 사네 랑게 녀베 내셔 소소고 녀베게 소소 수도 왕고래. 아니 jel라 코치나 다 jel라 파카가 요 말레스.
So it is because of a strong attachment to the cause of our own suffering, that we have created the suffering for ourselves, right? Because we are very attached, strongly attached to the causes of the suffering, and we engage in those causes, which becomes the cause for our suffering. And so, it is not it is not appropriate to be angry with others.
한 누구 가르치게 되지. 가는데 지난 예바요만 지난 예바 된대란 말이야. 그지. 지난 예바 때도 요바지 지난 원래 제타와였나? 아니 그러고 공로 마사야 돼. 팽그레 예산 셈마도 돼. 팽그레 된대체 되더라 봐.
So it's not saying that it's all your fault, it's all your fault all the time, but it's just saying that if you're able to accept a little bit, of it, it's because of yourself, then at least it will help, you to not get angry completely on others.
난 너도 검자거든. 너 살다지. 안에 연발이나 뭐 빼잖아 랍시. 이거도 세면 제가 좀 너무 말해.
So you have to meditate on these things, If you just think, oh, must be like that, then it will not help us. We have to meditate on that.
오, 제 삶도 땅하지. 세면지 녀시라고 녀나. 아니, 된데 세면 제가 너무 그러.
And so if you, by meditating in that way, if you find the ascertainment on that, then it will really help to your mind.
제가 진대사한테 빼는 것이 뭐 진대사 간지 지금 바로 진멜레 무쇼와 아니 mentembe jelaya showa meba 아니 지금 간지 소소 rintembe jelaya 거 같은데 시에도
So understanding about the cause is also very important. It has to come from the cause. It has to come from corresponding cause. It will not, it will not be produced, from uncorresponding causes like that.
디 연백에 빼라 간도 다 시기 가도 통대하게 빼 짜당 시다 나다 로마다 또도 아주 소소소 rintembe jel라테네 레버린테바데 레버팅도
Yeah, so like that, we can see how that is true with the external things like the plants, the flowers, and so forth. It has to has its own corresponding causes for it to be produced. So like for the particular type of flower or fruit, you need its own corresponding causes. It will not be produced by uncorresponding causes like that.
I wanted to caution the recent.
Looks like you have a question. The hand came up from the iPad.
Really?
I don't know how it started. I don't know what caused it.
That is a touch. Okay. Anyway.
The iPad has a question.
Question. Anyway, I have some questions that we can talk about. But yes.
Would be like a correct way to view sometimes like the karma happening in your life, not like as a punishment, but more as a lesson. What I mean by that is like, let's say you've done bad things in your previous lives, but don't view it as like the Buddha or God like punishing you, like what you're facing in this life. Like if you learn from it, it can be, it's more of a lesson than it is like a damnation or condemnation.
Yeah, it's not punishment, but it's if you can learn through that for the more lesson, because okay, this is my own karma. I've experienced that, and therefore I am not doing any karma like again. Okay. It's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is also because you have to experience this situation right now. Also, you purify the previous negative karmas. You can also rejoice that this law, Atisha said, whatever your difficult things, situation going on, your body, speech, mind, it's also purify your negative karmas. Therefore, you can also rejoice or it's grateful. I have experienced right now. I don't have to do experience in the future. We'll finish.
Even like, for example, I had a bully when I was younger, and but you even see like, don't wish them harm, like one, I forgive them, but you can also be like, the bully could have been someone like a like someone in disguise, like a arhat or something, trying to be like, this is because you've done this in the previous life, this is what you have to face and overcome, like, which is could be a cause for why also not to have anger towards the bully, because it could be one, the bully was under delusion, or two, it could even not be what you see it as is.
알아, 뭐래는 가로.
다 보고라 다 탑주 당와.
알아,
보고 충주다 보고 현다 탑주 당거 다 저래.
다도 주조의 시바이나 다 소소 레레사리. 다 시바이 고다 남을 용거로. 깬 남을 뭐로. 네, 고요다 마지 용거로.
Yes, of course, those can be, that's definitely also a result of the negative karma, that one is being bullied, when one's young. And of course, karma is there, that's the main cause, but there are other conditions, like the environment, the neighborhood, the people, that you live around. So it depends on all that also.
What did you mean, like, for instance, that could be you could view that person as your teacher, like they in a sense that it helped you practice? Is that what you meant?
Yeah, like that person, that might not be like totally like a lesson as in like I did, because we've all bullied or something in previous lives, we will have been bullied, but it can also be that person's also like teaching you a lesson, not like even though they're harming you, to have the humility that you have done something like that in the past and to like forgive them.
No, then he's not teaching you. It's not someone teaching you to do that or do that. And you can experience it. Okay, this is my previous own karma. I don't want everyone having that karma. It's not thinking, okay, if someone do bad things, it's okay, he or she teach me. It's not like that. Nobody teach you. You can, from your side, because the other person is doing wrong, the condition, because you feel, not too sad. When you think, oh, this is my karma, but not thinking over here, good, they're teaching me, not thinking like that way. Then, this is to think, okay, nobody has like this kind of experience. No one create this karma, not thinking that way. Okay. Yes.
I think a lot of times we get angry because we think when other people say bad things about us, that might be true. Let's say somebody says I'm ugly. If I think ugly is a problem, I get angry. I feel like angry is okay. I'm okay with the way I am, and I will not get angry. Okay, somebody say you're poor, you're stupid. I think I know I'm poor, or I know I'm not that smart, but I think it is good enough because that's who I am. I will not get angry. So I feel like, yeah, a lot of times we get angry because we don't love ourselves enough.
Yeah, this is also, we don't accept a lot of things. We don't understand for our own situation, then we don't accept any complaints or any bother for ours. Also, we don't know how to love us. We think we have love, but we don't know how to love, how to take ourselves. We think the best way to do, get mad or get angry towards something. It's not that way. You can to love for us. So, is the answer for question? Look that way? Kind?
I think I see both your points, like, because if you can be really offended by someone's harsh words because there's a part of yourself that doesn't love yourself enough to be like confident in the face of them, that like you believe their harsh words to be representative of you and your lack of care.
고맙습니다.
Okay, yeah, like anyway, then yeah, these things, we need to more education ourselves, then we need to know how to love ourselves. How to take care of our body, speech, and mind. This is the best way to not get mad. And also, we accept it, okay, whatever others say, we have to accept, not like that. No, without angry, you can explain, or you want something to say. And it's better for to do things, fix a problem over that. And you think also this is also through the others ignorant. You think that way also sometimes it's hard. It's example, someone say you're God or something, nobody like. And it's not necessary to say that. Even someone poor, you have not said to say that. But the truth that someone also through the ignorant, and also all cause conditions, things put together that's happen. That means, try to love yourself without get mad to think about. Like that? Did I answer like that way?
Yes, would you say that this is just one tool? I mean, the text is presenting all kinds of tools to prevent anger, and maybe for some people, thinking about their own karma doesn't work as well as maybe thinking about the delusions of the other person, maybe, right?
Yeah. This is talk. This is a karma is very big.
Yeah.
Karma is not just very short term. Karma is like cause. All the phenomena. And
So all the functioning things depends on causes and conditions.
제가 아니 지체 세대 때 무슨 까지 남배 추셔나 아니 렌데 세대래. 그때 추 트마이나 진데 세대래. 제가 제세대 슈침 봐. 제사는 저버 쳐봐. 제사 막는 저버 못 쳐봐. 땅 부춘이 차대기로.
So in the Dharma term, we say karmic law of cause and effect, but it means like cause and effect in general, right? So if you don't have cause, you will not have effect. In order to have the effect, result, you have to have the cause.
제자 양동도 렌데가 살아났다. 진데라 살아났다. 양 삼tum 티삼 티지너스 update 요시기로 와. 인데로 다.
So instead of thinking about the karma, if you think about the cause and effect, then it's more effective, to understand.
제다다 니권 맞다 진데제 간지 냐 진데가 돈에 삼부터나 이게 디 강하다 지도 가래 아니 소소야 telle야 라레게 삼치다. 다디 쇼들라 단디 진데 제단 되고 야무나치 겨왕가시게 남자 tel라되는 삼부터나 양초 공로 사삼문도 세트니 임바로.
And so this is just like saying here, whatever harm that we're receiving now, it depends on cause and conditions. It depends on our own body and our own sensitive mind, and also because we have created a similar kind of karma in the past by causing harm to others. Now we are being returned, with a similar kind of harm, upon ourselves. So therefore, we're not, right, to be angry with others completely.
아줄로가 두 가로 시시시르더라. 근데 빼셔가 나가서 냐와서 이제 리모트 티젠들 몸벌 단데 빼나 냐비 소마다 라들로미 나터터 랑게 레진데 제네 강실라는 초와시 단데 가자 수수수 레지 원근데 제월 맞아. 근데 가로 직 가다 콘로 가로 콘로 사다데 미세케 요 말에서 한 것이.
Then in the verse 46, it kind of gives example like the gardens of the hell worlds and the forest of the razor sharp leaves and so forth. So these are created by our own action. There's no person there like the gardens of the hell who is punishing us, and all those the razor sharp leaves on the trees is not planted by somebody. It came into existence by our own karma, and because of that, we come in contact with them, and that's how we suffer. So we cannot blame on anybody else and be angry, towards somebody else.
그래서 렌딩 로탄세데 간지 젠딩 들어서 계속 쇼이도 간지 배다 섬제 가시 나 랍스터나 코들라도 가지 마세바치 손목으로 쫓아오는 매니아 손을 싸고서는 대전에 심할세도 대전에 다 고도 냐와고네 다 냥거다 냐와서 되면 냐와서 되고 네가 사고를 먹대 오요 그셔 말이야 간지 그 도저직 미가 삶다다 어디들이 요사리 삼아지는 것이 사고를 그렇게 말와.
And so this is very strange, about the karma that, it's difficult for us to understand exactly, how we created the karma and what kind of karma is causing us to go through these experiences. Like the case of the lobsters, they say that you have to cook it live, boil it alive. Otherwise, it will not die or will not be able to eat and so forth. So, so that's very strange, karma of the lobster. Like, so this is like they're being boiled alive. So that's like a real hell. So that's what we can understand as the hell. You don't have to like find a different place, where you have to go down in the earth to find the hell like that. It's not like that. Wherever you have this kind of unbearable suffering, you can see that as the hell.
接下来呢，然后等那个animal shelter 很多，那什么都看不见，但是种的就看帮高头面种下多，他都是我那他伢了是吧？
And also like the animal shelters, where they have very small room, for the animals, they can't even move their body, here and there. So those are really like a hell.
啊，那지금 나도 자치킨 잡아나 간지 주셔도 다 간지 누구 지금 뭐 당근에 냐라서 다단들이 샤삼 그 삼도에 냐와서 사고를 계속 삼다고 말.
And so same with the birds, like some chickens, they're all like, crushed or tied in one small basket like that. And yeah, so you can just think that is how the hell is. You don't have to think that hell is somewhere like under the ground somewhere. Like that.
어쨌든 제자네 미카시 제도 그날 냐 점투관로 때문에 냐 수선 팔로 나 세게 때문에 또 뭐네 아주 섬도나 그 야다가 노래야.
And then some people, they take as a sport, right? Like causing harm, to the sentient beings, like fishing. People say, "Oh, I like fishing. It's very exciting, and I like to do that. I'm not causing harm to the fish. I just catch them and then release them. Catch them, release. But when you catch them, they really feel the pain, right? When they're hooked, they feel really pain, and that is suffering. So, but people think that as a sport.
제가 수주다 사이는다 이바다 다 카메라처럼 세 섬세다 그 사이다 제모테 샘시셔도 오늘 전화도 대 잡아 놓으러다 그 주셔면 시당으로 다 놓으러다.
So if you're doing that for your food, then of course it's not that bad, but that's the only thing you can eat and can understand. But if you're using that just for your own entertainment, then that's not really not good. From when you think from the Dharma point of view.
어제 대통령 배나 남중앙도 다 야외로 마다 가와야 되더라. 배나 이제 샘제 줄어들어서 공가도 가나도 자바나 되거다. 가디나 시나라라 가디고 단도 다 냐라도 그래. 냐라고네.
So this is for us to understand where if we are wondering where the hells are. Hell is right there, where there's unbearable suffering. Like in the winter time, the animals, they couldn't find a place to be safe. They are all the time in the cold and always worrying, what's going to happen to them. All this. So that's a hell. You can think that as a hell.
다 배배자 다네 구시 샘제도 대수당하자. 나도 뭐 수당거리. 바주 피바 수당거리. 수디 빠라데 땅거는다 수수 기왕가 멜레레스. 근데다 컨트롤다 개요 말이스.
And so who sent the animals to there? And who sent human beings to here and so forth? Who sent them there? Who choose the place, for them to be where? It's all by our karma. So we cannot be angry with others.
오케이. 제자네 다 가르치고는 땅 감수 소소라고 내가 가르쳤나? 아니 소중원에 직 개와 강도 톱사. 아니 미셴발에 패마도 내가 맞지. 어떻게 그런 것이 가디 내가 듣는 적이다.
So what we can do from our side is always have this motivation to not cause harm to others and to create as much positive actions or merits as possible. And if one cannot help others, then at least not cause harm to them.
Like that, right? Then we try to our best. Is but the main things we keep our mind as more peace or more relaxed, then we less create the problems, right? We create a lot of problems when we get mad. When things doesn't go where what we want, then we create that to bad things. Therefore, always try to understand the reality for the impermanent then something go up, something go down, good things happen, bad things happen. It's not always same. And to understand or awareness of those situations, then you keep always like mind as much as you can relax, and you create less karma. That's the best way, right? Okay. Any questions? Yes.
I need to go because my back is very sore.
Oh yeah, please go.
Thank you, I appreciate it very much.
Yeah, leave that, no problem. Just leave that. Right, your question?
I think in some of the Buddha texts, it says that if you don't define things as good or bad, wrong or short, and everything is neutral, and there's no good, no bad, no happiness, no pain.
Kaso, what she said?
She's saying that, you said according to some Buddhist text that you read that there is no good or bad or short or long. It's all relative, is what she's saying.
Yeah, this is the truth. Yeah, it's not just this is the only one. It depends for something else. Because we have the 5 fingers, each one is a longer. The other is longer. Compare this one. Compare the longer. They're all comparing this. What suffering means? And happiness, we can feel all this is suffering. You have suffering, then we call this the happiness. Now what we want, more happy. Now that's all, bad or good also, it depends each other, right? Therefore, the best way to also identify what's good, what's bad. How you identify, how to find.
I feel like in the Buddha's text, it says that if everything is neutral, define everything as neutral, then you always in a peaceful state. But at the same time, we are human beings, we're constantly trying to chase for more happiness, try to chase for better things. So that 2 things, it's like something cannot be said, perceived by same mind.
No, this is not I think not that way. So yeah,
of course, we have to attempt to achieve happiness and attempt to overcome the sufferings. And so what we have to do is, we should not, be biased with others. Like we should try to see everybody equal.
Because
because we're all same and wanting to be happy and not wanting any suffering, just like myself.
Okay, therefore we need to always try to get the happiness. This is very important. Otherwise, if we don't, motivation to reach to get happiness, we don't search. We don't search, we don't get. Okay. Okay. Yes.
Wondering what it means when we say we need to practice patience. If it means, the studying the reasons and meditating on the reasons to get realizations, that's the practice of patience. And then so that when we have a situation, then we try to use what we learned and meditated on.
Hello. La, you go on.
Also?
You go on.
Oh, go to in some order.
Go to it.
So sorry, what's the question?
Sorry. Yeah, what's the meaning when we say we need to practice patience? If it like seems to me like what really is helping is the studying and meditating and trying to gain realization, so that when we find ourselves in a difficult situation, then we try to put that into practice.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I love that, yeah. Because before get mad, we need to, learn and practice. Otherwise, already get mad, we cannot stop that. Okay? Question?
Question is related to your comment, because I think it would be easy to misunderstand if we say, oh yeah, everything, good and bad, it's all relative. I mean, conventionally speaking, that's where, karma's law, karmic law, cause and effect takes effect. So it's like virtuous actions will always are necessary for virtuous outcomes, and negative actions will necessarily result in negative outcomes, right? I mean, so we can't just say that, oh, it's all the same.
What is the definition of negative? What is the definition of negative karma, negative action?
아니,
How complicated? It all depends on situation.
제가 앞에나 네거티브 사이드에 간지 수수 시아와 대샤와는 수수 리당 나 셈직 마대와 마치와 지금나 따대 네거티브 잘로 그래.
So if it causes one's body, mind, or speech to be uncomfortable, then that's considered as negative.
텔레 되는 간도 언니 셈은 셈 가로 다 넘동랑 넘어 그래.
And depending on that, then there comes many different kinds of superstitions in our mind.
야문나 아니 액션 텔레 되는 라다 젤라야 지 마대와 마치바 이거나 따대 네거티브 karma 잘로 그래.
And by depending on that action, if somebody's body or mind becomes unhappy, then that is considered as negative action.
Like that?
Yeah, could you say that basically the 10 non-virtuous actions
Yeah.
would be like a basis for that?
Yeah. If you can learn about 10 non-virtuous actions, and we said, don't do the 10 non-virtuous. Why? If we do that, you're not comfortable, others not comfortable. You're not happy. If you do any actions, 10 non-virtuous action, destroy your own happiness, destroy for other happiness. Then you can check, oh, it's true or not. Okay, what are that? Check one by one. Okay, it's true or not. If you really find, okay, what's negative or what's positive. Because you keep that 10 virtuous action, you don't have experience for the non-virtuous action experience, because you keep that. Example, you don't do smoke. You don't have any risk for the cause your lung from the smoke, because you don't do that. If you smoke, it has chance to harm our body because you're smoking. If you totally stop, you never smoke, it doesn't, like you are like free from the cause from the smoking problems, like that.
Yeah, and somebody smoke and use smoke as self-remedy to control their anxiety or depression or whatever. It all depends on situation. When they have no official medicine, they smoke. They take the risk for lung scars or whatever, lung cancers. And on the other hand, they help them to keep stable mental status. They don't have wisdom to achieve in other ways. So
Exactly.
It all depends on situation.
Yeah, situation is true, you're right. But they think this is the best way to solve the problem. But this is to the ignorant. That's not the way to solve the problem.
I guess we're not saying that smoking is non-virtue. We're just saying he's using it as just an example of the same of cause and effect. It's not one of the non-virtuous actions or anything.
Okay, I think we stop here. Then maybe you don't have to dedication. We have to puja, right?
Yeah.
We are going to 5 minutes to break. You won't go to use the business. Then who stay the puja, we just sit same place like that.
You don't set up the.
Yeah, no set up. Too much work.
Right.
Someone can light the candles. Okay. You guys also like stay puja. Just go to you want to go business, then come back 5 minutes. We do the start puja.
Rejoin the puja link.
Or differently.
Different link. Puja is different link, but it's right on the page, on the home page next to this link.
You got it? They say you go to Zoom, you have to join the different link.
Thank you, Geshe.
Okay, huh?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Geshe, thank you, Damshala. Thank you, Bob.
Okay, you go to Mandalay. You go to Mandalay.
Thank you, Geshe. Thank you, Damsho. Thank you, Bob.
Aji Perki Duxing May Tok Tram, Riva Dingji Nide Gen Padi, Sangi Jindu Linke Uwari, Roku Namdak Jing Lacher Pashu, Jeton, Mame Kutse Rapin Jing, Naka Prinle Chok Chok Gipata, Nosan Ten Pedro Ne Sasum Yi, Dove Munsel Tatu Nek Yorji, Yedam Guru Ratnaman Nalaka Miryatayam.
Okay, thank you.